Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristina Walker with Albright Digital, and welcome to our August webinar. This is going to be a recharge vidcast, getting your review process in high gear. So I'm going to give you guys a quick 15-minute overview of online reputation principles, and I'm also going to let you know how all of this relates to both you and your dealership. If you have any questions, please feel free to type any comments or feedback or questions in that chat box, and we can address all of those issues at the end. All right, guys, let's jump right in. Okay, so how does online reputation play into everyday life outside of the dealership? Well, I have a quick scenario right here for you guys. Say I have a few friends coming into town, they're not from North Carolina, and they want to experience authentic North Carolina barbecue. So I want to do a quick Google search to let them know all of our options that we have in our area. So I would probably type in barbecue, Raleigh, North Carolina, where we're located, and here is what the results would yield. I have three quick options right here: the Pit Authentic Barbecue, Clyde Cooper's Barbecue, and Old Time Barbecue. As you can see, these options are stack ranked based on these scores right here. These are the business's Google Plus scores. So the Pit has a 4.0, Clyde's has a 3.9, and Old Time has a 3.6. Now, when we're looking at our options, we're probably going to heavily consider nixing Old Time Barbecue from our search just because it's lower on this list. It has a 3.6 score, and it makes it easier to just focus our energy on looking further into the Pit and Clyde's. We might consider, location and proximity where we are, menu options, and pricing beyond that. But I think it's important to note that we've been able to kind of mark Old Time Barbecue off of our list simply because of their lower score. All right, guys, so let's transition into you all's arena, automotive. So similar scenario, except this time I'm looking for a Honda dealership, and I'm located in Toledo, Ohio. So I kind of want to know my options in my area, what businesses are out there. So I probably do a quick search similar to this, Honda dealerships, Toledo, Ohio. And here are what the results yield: Brown Honda, Jim White Honda, and Honda East. As you can see, yet again, these businesses or dealerships are ranked based on these G+ scores. At the end of the list, Honda East has a 3.6 because of its lower ranking. And yet again, I can probably go ahead and cross Honda East off of my search list because, I can limit it down to Jim White Honda, Brown Honda, simply based on their reputation or their Google Plus score. And then I might look further into inventory, proximity, pricing, etc. So I think this is a good snapshot for you guys to see that online reputation affects us every single day, and it really is a determinant of where customers will choose to spend their money and take their business and devote their patronage to. So here's a quick wrap up and light bulb moment for you guys. This initial search has an impact on where your customers will buy their next vehicle. And we want to make sure you're in the ranks of Brown Honda and the Pit Authentic Barbecue rather than those lower options. Okay, guys, so I have another quick scenario here as well. This is a Google search result for Santa Monica Ford outside of Los Angeles. And say I'm the brand new owner of a great Ford Fusion, and it's time for me to get my oil change. So say I'm in the Santa Monica area, and I've seen maybe a couple of commercials or heard a couple of radio spots about Santa Monica Ford. So I'm like, oh yeah, this would be a great place where I can probably go get a quick oil change and be done. So I need some information of, their exact location as well as their phone number so I can go ahead and make my service appointment. So what I would probably do is just, type in Santa Monica Ford dealership, and here are the Google results. Now, before I'm even able to, scan down my eye view to look at the address or the phone number of the dealership, I immediately see in orange their Google Plus score of a 2.9. Now, that's presented before any of that information, which is almost a little bit of a red flag because the 2.9 isn't exactly favorable. Also, this score shows up again on the right-hand side where the listing snapshot shows right above the address, phone, and other pertinent information. And again, a little negative tidbit here as well. Under the review snapshot, it says, I hate car dealerships. Another one says the customer service is horrendous and the service department lacks talent. Now, me as a prospective service customer, that's a definite red flag, and most likely I'm probably not going to take my brand new Ford Fusion into their service department. So here this shows that, your reputation precedes itself. You could be determining which customers come into your dealership or flee from you before they even come in and shake your hand. So we want to make sure that, what you're able to present to these guys in these Google searches is representative of, how friendly and great you are when they meet you in person. So a quick wrap up in our light bulb moment right now is a negative online reputation can deter a potential customer from proceeding in business with you, which we definitely do not want. Okay, guys, so now you've kind of gotten the idea and you know that reviews are very crucial. So I kind of want to break down to you the three components of what we like to call the entire review system that we've kind of constructed through Albright. All right, so first you have the internal review, and that's the customer feedback sent directly to dealership management. Now, this might be one of the reviews that you all are a little bit unfamiliar with, but this is an email that's sent directly to management, and it's the feedback left by your customer through our app/review survey. And I'll get into more detail about that in a minute. But if any negative feedback comes through these emails, your general manager or your management team is able to get on top of that issue, and they can respond immediately and hopefully rectify the situation or mitigate any fires. Next, we have the external review. This is the customer feedback posted on external review sites like Google+, Yelp, and industry-specific sites such as Edmunds, Cars.com, DealerRater that you guys are familiar with. This would be the little reviews that are under those listings describing customer experiences or interactions with your sales and service department, and I'm sure a bunch of you all probably read those when you're considering where to do business, restaurants, hotels, etc. And lastly, we have the CSI survey, which I know you all are very familiar with. This is the survey from the original manufacturer, so Ford and Nissan, etc. And this is the last part of this review process. So after being able to see what your customer has said in the internal review, the external review, you can have a pretty good idea and a snapshot of what the CSI survey is going to look like from this particular customer. If any negative feedback has come through the internal review or the external review, hopefully that situation has been able to be rectified and resolved, and you can guarantee that you're going to receive that great and favorable CSI score. So I think it's really important for you guys to remember that these internal and external reviews are just a preview of what your CSI survey can look like. Okay, and here is our wrap up and light bulb moment here. Take advantage of our review tool to improve your score across the board. So I will be getting into that momentarily. So how can customers leave this feedback or access this review app I keep mentioning? Well, we have a two-step review survey, and it's accessible in multiple ways, so I'll give you guys a quick rundown of where you can find this. So first, we have the automated email option, and we would integrate your our review app into your CRM. So after any closed sale or a closed RO, your customer would automatically receive this email that would have the contents of our review app and thus take them into the survey. Next, we have the iPad shortcut. I'm sure some of you all have seen iPads floating around the dealership, maybe in the service department or in the finance department. Most of those have an icon that will take you directly into our review app, and you can simply give that to your customer, and they can go ahead and complete that survey right then and there in the dealership. Next, we have the button on the website, which I'm sure some of you all have seen on the banner ad scrolling on your home page or perhaps in the About Us section. Please make sure if you all have this on your website that you're directing your customers to, go and visit that website and click on that button. It'll either read Rate Us or Review Us. It's very, very prominent. And lastly, we have the QR code that is usually printed on, posters throughout the dealership, table tents, or maybe on the back of your business card. So make sure that your customer knows that they can simply take their smartphone, take a quick snapshot of that QR code, and it will automatically take them directly to the review app on their own phone. So they can do that in the dealership as well. I think it's important, though, that you guys recognize which outlet and avenue your dealership is utilizing so you can then ask your customer to leave the review and educate them on exactly where they can access the survey. So here's our last light bulb moment here. Educate your customer about how to leave a review through your dealership's method. It's very important to know exactly where the app is for your dealership. Okay, guys, so we've been talking a lot about this app and survey, so let's go ahead and jump right in and go through a quick demo with you guys. This will be in demo mode, so you'll see everything is going to be specific to Albright Digital, but this will be, customized to your dealership. When you go through, the app on an iPad in your dealership or your website, etc. So I'm going to go through this as if I am a customer. Right here, I'm prompted to type in the salesperson that I worked with. So let's just say I worked with Sam Smith. I'm going to hit Create a New Review. And here I'm prompted with this question, did you have a good experience? We have option yes, thumbs up, and option no, thumbs down. We like to refer to this as our yes flow, and then the no is our no flow or safety net. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through our yes flow. Okay, guys, at the top you'll have a quick, blurb about how important feedback is in customer opinions, and this quick form field that your customer can go ahead and fill out. So I will be doing that. This is our step 1. I'm going to type in my email address, and it defaults to the salesperson I worked with and I mentioned in the first inception of the app. So here, rating my overall experience, it defaults to 5 stars, but I can adjust this accordingly. We'll keep it at 5 for right now. And I've already prepared a quick little blurb for you guys under this, please tell us about your experience for time's sake. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it in. All right, so this is a great example of a review that would, a positive review that would reflect a great customer experience. Go ahead and quickly, glaze through that, but this is a great review. We want something that's, a couple of sentences that will ultimately hold weight on one of those external sites that I mentioned, and, something more than great cars or awesome service. But here is our review. So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit and continue. All right, so right now that review is considered what we've been referring to as an internal review. It's been sent off to your management team, and if you have any, feeds on your website, it'll automatically flow into that as well. Now this is our second step, and it's probably the most important part of this whole entire process. It's where your customer shares this great positive feedback on one of those external sites. So I went ahead and I hit copy right there. I'm going to hit OK. If your customer has a Gmail account, please have them share it on Google+. And if they're an avid Yelper, someone that uses Yelp, on a daily, weekly basis, get them to share it on Yelp. If they use neither of those accounts, they can always share it on one of these sites that doesn't require any login information, Edmunds, Cars.com, and DealerRater. Since I do have a Gmail, I'm going to go ahead and hit Google+. And as you can see, this takes me directly to the dealerships, in quotes. Right now, this is our listing, but it will take you directly to your dealership's Google Plus listing. And I can go ahead, click here, write a review. Comes up automatically, and because I've already copied my internal review, I can go ahead and paste it in. I'm going to give it 5 stars, and I'm going to hit publish. So it is publishing right now. And as you can see, my review is live on the Google Plus listing within seconds, and I'm all done. This usually takes, about 30 to 40 quick seconds. Because we were going through and explaining it, it took a little bit longer, but you can assure your customer that this is going to be a really quick process. So let's go back through and go to the no flow that I referred to, or our safety net. So we'll go ahead and hit no, thumbs down. Similar blurb here at the top, and similar form field. I'm going to type in my name. I'm going to type in my email address again, and then it automatically defaults to the salesperson I typed in, and I can go ahead and select the amount of stars that reflect my experience. Now here we have a quick list of yes/no questions, just asking for a further explanation of the customer's experience. This kind of helps, your management team be able to identify where things could have went wrong in the sales process, finance process, paperwork, etc. So here, yet again, we're asked to give a further explanation about our experience. Again, I'm just going to paste something in already prepared. You can quickly glance over and see that this is not the most favorable review, and you probably wouldn't want your prospective customers or potential customers to see this review. So we're going to go ahead and hit submit feedback, and that's where the process ends. It's been sent to your GM. He can go ahead and contact, in this case, Kristina Walker, rectify any situations, and make things right before, I go off and vent on Google Plus or Yelp, or I receive my CSI survey. Okay, guys, so we're going to jump right back into our VidCast and finish up. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the review app. Did you have a good experience? Yes. That internal review that you submit describing your experience is submitted and sent off to the GM and management team, but it has not automatically posted on any of these review sites until your customer has manually gone in and copy and pasted onto one of these sites. So make sure they know this is not automatic, that they do have to physically paste it through one click on that site. All right, so then we have our no flow. The feedback from there is submitted through an internal review, automatically sent to your GM and management team's inbox, and that's where the process stops. So that is an automatic push over to the GM's mailbox. Okay, guys, so here's our wrap up here. Remember to ask your customers to go in and post their review on an external review site. They've already written that internal review. They just have to copy it and simply paste it in. Okay, guys, so let's just go over some key takeaways from our presentation. Online reputation. So as you saw from our, first couple of scenarios that I gave you guys, it can have both a positive and negative impact on your dealership. It can prohibit people from doing business with you before they even come in. And it can also attract people to come into your dealership and, look at shopping and buying a car with you guys. Also, on reviews, you all should utilize all types to improve your scores across the board. Use that internal review in order to address negative feedback, and also be able to catch, non-positive comments before they go live on those external sites, and definitely before, Ford, Nissan, or Toyota, etc., sends them those CSI surveys. And lastly, let's make sure that we perfect that talk track. Make sure that you are going in and asking your customer to leave this review. 90% of your customers are very happy. They're excited about their new purchase, and they want to let you know just how much this experience has been very positive for them. So make sure that you ask them for the reviews. I mean, they're always really willing to give you that feedback. And be sure to educate them that they do have to go in and do that second share portion, that this isn't an automatic push or automatic share. They do have to copy and paste it onto Google or Yelp and the other sites that we touched on. Okay, guys, so this concludes our vidcast for this month. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be announcing the winner of our Starbucks gift card on our Facebook page, as well as when we send out the follow-up to this vidcast. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at kwalker@albrightdigital.com, and I will get right back to you guys, and we hope to see you all next month. All right.